And I'm Ben, and welcome to Lesson 15 of our Huntsville.
Today you'll find out about some of the main places in Huntsville to go to for fun.
Today's vocabulary words that you'll need to look for are artifacts,
Attractions,
botanical,
curators,
displays,
multi-cross,
reenactor,
and museum.
And now, here's our host, Tim Hall, with your lesson.
Thanks, kids. The culture and history of Huntsville are maintained by several area attractions. Huntsville and Madison County are home to some of the best examples of historic, botanical, and technological museums in the state. For many years, Huntsville has been called the Rocket City because of its contributions to space travel. National, state, and local leaders created the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in 1970. The center is home to thousands of historic artifacts, including the Saturn V rocket, gloves of astronauts, moon rocks, and the Apollo 16 command module. The museum is also home to U.S. Space Camp. Today, thousands of campers from across the country and throughout the world have taken part in the Space Camp program.
Yo, my name is Rachel Simmons. I'm a child of the new millennium living right here in Huntsville, Alabama. I have so many opportunities to enjoy as I grow up. I can enjoy my free time playing at Kids Space, watching the Huntsville Stars play baseball, or visiting wonderful museums such as Early Works and the Space and Rocket Center. I can grow up to be anything I'd like to be, a doctor, an engineer, or even a rocket scientist. I like this place, Huntsville, Alabama.
The North Alabama Science Center, or SciQuest, is located on the campus of Calhoun Community College. SciQuest offers a hands-on approach to science for children and adults.
Do not try this at home.
The science resources available at SciQuest give everyone a chance to perform experiments. Huntsville-Madison County Botanical Garden is a community effort devoted to the study of botany. The garden is filled with lovely examples of local flora and even a few exotic species. The Center for Biospheric Education and Research is located in the Botanical Gardens. The Huntsville Museum of Art, located in Big Spring International Park, displays paintings, sculpture, glassware, and other examples of art. Curators guide educational tours for students and visitors.
You know, our museum has collections, and I bet every one of you has a collection. Some of you might have a collection of baseball cards, or some of you might have a collection of Barbie dolls. But we have a collection of paintings, and we have within our collection also sculptures, and we have in that collection a lot of different things, and many times we'll have that collection on display. That's what makes our museum so unique, is that we have our own collection, and we let every one of you come to see our collection.
In downtown Huntsville, Early Works offers a hands-on approach to local history. Parents and children can explore the past by walking down colonial streets, trying on pioneer clothes, and playing historic games.
Here at Early Works, you would see a bandstand. You'd play large instruments. You would build upon the skills you've already learned in your class. If you're a third grader and you've already focused on map skills, then we would build upon that and talk about your local city and talk about the compass rose, how you would get to your local city from Huntsville, or if you're in Huntsville, we talk about history here. We have a replica of the general store where kids can see how things were different and the same a long time ago, how they have some of the same things that you can buy now in a store, but how it was all compacted. There wasn't a grocery store and a merchandise store.
The same people who run Early Works Museum operate the Alabama Constitution Village. Village visitors can tour a print shop, a colonial home, and the cabinet shop where the state constitution was written. As visitors tour the grounds, they walk the same paths the creators of our state walked.
When you visit Alabama Constitution Village, you're being transported back in time to the year 1819, which is the year that Alabama became a state, and the Constitutional Convention was actually held on the site at the buildings that are there now. They've been reconstructed, so the kids get to actually go back and see buildings as they would have been in 1819 in downtown Huntsville.
Burritt Museum and Park overlooks the city of Huntsville. The museum was created in 1955 when Dr. William Henry Burritt donated his home and land to the city. Dr. Burritt's home was constructed in the shape of a Maltese cross. The home displays the work of local artists and historical artifacts.
Dr. Burritt had no children. He was married 3 times, never had any children, so he left the house and the surrounding property to the city for Huntsville's first museum. The house has got a rather strange shape to it. It's built in the shape of an X. There's 4 wings off a central room. This is one of the wings, and if you look around the room, you can see that it's got 3 sides to the room. It gives you a 3-sided view. During the summer, Dr. Burritt could open up the windows, and no matter which way the wind blew, you would get the breeze. If you look how thick the walls are insulated with bales of straw. There's bales of straw in the walls, there's straw in the ceilings and in the floors. And in this room, I want to talk about the music box. The music box was a wedding present from his second wife, Josephine Drummond. And the music box is kind of like a CD player is today. And this is the music box. The whole thing is part of the box. It's just not a box sitting on the table, because there's different cylinders that you can change out, just like CDs. Each cylinder has 6 songs on it, so it's got multiple songs like a CD. And you can program this to play all of them, 1 or 2 of them, or skip around and to play one. We're going to play one, and then it's going to stop. And the way this works is, and you can see it, is these cylinders, they have, looks like the kind of the teeth of a comb, and this turns inside the machine, and as this turns, there's a mechanism that fits over this, and it plucks those teeth to make the music. And this blank space here is where it'll stop in between songs or change songs. In this exhibit are examples of different things that we have in our permanent collection, and two of the more popular things that we have are Annie Bradshaw Clopton's spiderweb paintings, and that's what these are. These are paintings that she did on actual spider webs. They're very fragile, and we rotate them out because they are so fragile, but we try to keep a few out on display most of the time. And another one of our popular exhibits is the Howard Whedon collection. Her name was Maria Howard Whedon, but she signed everything Howard Whedon.
Several log cabins and colonial buildings are located on the grounds of Burritt Museum and Park. Historic reenactors show visitors what it was like to live during the early settlement of North Alabama. Huntsville also has a museum dedicated to African American history. The State Black Archives was established to create a better understanding of the differences between cultures and races. Today, educated guides give special tours to visitors. The archives maintain documents and photographs that track the history of African Americans in Alabama. Scholars from across the country use these archives to track important pieces of history. Curators schedule special exhibits throughout the year. The State Black Archives are located here on the campus of Alabama A&M University. And now, here are the Our Huntsville kids with a review.
And now here's a look back at today's vocabulary. Artifacts. Objects produced by human workmanship, such as a tool.
Attractions. Places that are fun or interesting.
Botanical. Relating to the science of botany.
Curators. Guides for a museum.
Displays, exhibits, or shows.
Maltese cross. A particular shaped cross.
Reenactor. People who perform an historic scene.
And museum. A building for exhibiting important art and other objects. And now back to our host, Tim.
Join us next time when we'll show you some of the businesses and industries in our community. For Our Huntsville, I'm Tim Hall.